Welcome to Meet the Candidate with your host, Sulani Madsen. Meet the Candidate is your opportunity to see local candidates and hear about the experiences that have shaped their lives. Meet the Candidate is a nonpartisan community project brought to you by your friends at the Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, North by Northwest Digital, We Believe We Vote, and the McGarry Law Office, the landlord's attorney. Now, here's Sulani.
Okay, well, my guest today on Meet the Candidate is Bruce Vonada, who is a candidate for Spokane City Council District 2, Position 2. Welcome, Bruce.
Thank you.
Well, this is a forum for people to get acquainted with who you are. We've already had a lot of laughter with I hope that we can have some good times while we're having this conversation. But starting with, where did you grow up?
Montana.
What part of Montana?
Born and raised in Helena. Grew up on a ranch in eastern Montana.
And cattle ranch, sheep, what?
Cows.
Cows, okay.
Combines.
Cows and combines.
Wheat.
Yeah, there's always weeds.
There always is.
So I know that you learn a lot from working on a ranch. What's some interesting lessons that you took away from that ranch background?
Get up early. Like physical skills.
Oh yeah, just things about work and
work ethic. Get up. You always get 2 or 3 hours in the morning before you have breakfast, and it is what it is.
Get up and get going.
Get up and get going. Okay,
so you grew up in going to school there in Montana, and did you do some advanced training or military experience?
I've got a BA degree from Pacific Lutheran University, master's from the University of Puget Sound in public administration.
Okay.
Secondary teaching certificate from PLU. ICBO certified building official, plans examiner. Used all the real estate license.
That's right. Did you work for the city of Spokane Valley as a plans examiner for a while? Oh, your name sounds familiar from somewhere. But
okay. Let's see. Got off on education.
Yeah. Well, that's a great background. So mostly your focus in school was on education, or did you do an undergraduate in something else?
I got a BA in economics and sociology. I went back on the GI Bill towards the end of my eligibility, and I got my teaching credentials.
Okay, and so you said GI Bill. You must have served at some point active duty. Where? What branch?
United States Army.
Okay. And what rank did you make in the Army?
E5.
Okay, you got to translate. For most people, don't know what E5 means.
That would be a buck sergeant or a specialist 5.
Okay. So back to school in economics and sociology, and then eventually the secondary teaching certificate. Did you teach someplace?
I did. I taught at Big Bend Community College, and I taught at Central Washington University.
Oh, really? So tell me about some lesson that you learned from being the teacher. Something that your students taught you.
They teach every day.
They do.
They do, because I think the rude awakening is, I'm going to learn that when I get paid to learn it. That was one of my students.
Oh, great, yeah.
Yeah, and I said, you guys are paying me to do this.
Yeah.
And I taught aviation. So these guys are flying you people around today.
I would hope that they would learn it well.
Oh, no, they're going to learn it when they get paid.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Right. Oh, so teaching aviation.
Yes.
The Big Bend has that program.
Yes, Big Bend has it, and Central, you can get your BA degree in aviation from them.
Oh, okay. What kind of training does somebody look for? That's not just pilot's training. That must be more than just pilot training.
Yeah, we do. Let's see. Aviation management, survival training. We actually go out here to the air base and get them in the altitude chamber and teach them about hypoxia and all those good things. It's a nice experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teach them how to manage. A lot of aviation management involved in it.
Okay, so your background then is that if you're teaching this, especially if you've taught something like that, you've had to prepare for your students that kind of management. Is that a piece of the background that you hope to bring to the city?
Well, I got 20,000 hours sitting in an airplane, and I've type-rated in 4 or 5 airplanes.
Okay.
And I worked for the world's premier third world airline, my last job.
What was that?
Spirit.
What was that based out of?
Out of Miramar, Florida. They
okay.
Up here they go to Seattle and Portland.
Okay, I don't think I've ever flown that one. I think I've seen it, but I haven't flown that one. Well, I'm curious then if your first job was probably on the ranch, but your first job not working on the ranch, what was that? The experience that you gained in
Worked as a butcher
early.
for Jorgensen's in Helena,
Oh, really? Okay.
and worked in a catering service there. Delivered groceries for them. Worked as a longshoreman going through college out in Tacoma.
Now that would be an option at PLU.
That is a good option.
We have done some business there ourselves with the goats grazing those hillsides that run through the campus. And so, what kind of travel have you done with the Army? Did they send you any place?
They sent me home. That was the best place.
That was. Yeah, getting sent home would feel.
Yeah, that's
good.
always be good, you know.
Yeah.
Got her stopped now.
So, what prompted you to look at public service? You have a varied background, a lot of things that you could do. Why run for the city council?
Because I think I have more experience than the entire city council combined. I've been a building inspector. I did growth management for all of Lincoln County. I wrote most of their growth management plan.
That's where I've seen your name on some documents in Lincoln County.
I wrote the zoning and planning for all the little cities out there. I've ran community development programs. I ran the farm labor camp, 21 social programs in Walla Walla. I was the only white male county affirmative action officer in the state in Walla Walla when it all started back in the 70s. And I used to tell them when I went, I'm the token.
Yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but that's all excellent background to bring to it. Was there some triggering incident that you finally decided to go down and sign up? Most people don't do that, even when they're really interested.
Because my wife got tired of me bicking and moaning and told me to do something about it. So that's why I'm here.
Well, that's
like it, do something about it. Stand up, throw your name in the pot.
That's probably good advice right there. I think we're getting close to our wrap up, and so if you got I told you have to ad-lib a campaign speech. What would you like to tell people about why they should vote for Bruce Vonada for Spokane City Council District 2, Position 2?
Because I bring a lot of experience, an eclectic person. Mm-hmm. I'm the Renaissance man, believe it or not. And I'm kind of tired of what I've seen happen in the last pile of years. I'm tired of the lawsuits. Tired of being in court all the time. They're always settling something. And when I ran the union, another one of my jobs, you go into management and they would say, I'd go in there and say, this guy, he deserves to be gone. I understand that, but you didn't follow the rules. And I'm here to represent him. And that's the problem. We don't want to follow the rules. And I see it every day, I talked to parking enforcement a few years ago. Simple one, can't park on a park strip. Well, we don't ticket them unless they're at least half on the park strip. Oh, okay. And how about no license plates on the cars? Well, if they're expired, after 3 months, we'll do something, but we'll give them a little leeway. Every year in Brown's Edition, we see stuff. We're going to tow everybody. They come through. We spend hours of police time on this, trying to clear the streets. And then, no, we're not going to give you a ticket today. But, and you're banging on doors. We can settle. One thing I'd like to see them do, whether I'm elected or not, is if you pass one ordinance, it ought to cover a pile of things. Now, a simple one would be just parking. Okay, we're going to do parking Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday on each different side of the street. Mm-hmm. Okay, what's that do? One, that gets rid of all the junk cars. Instead of calling and having them come out on the list, okay. And then they have to sit so many times. You go through this. So we get rid of that. It moves the homeless cars at night, which are always there. Had one in front of my house again this morning. I have a couple
Do you live
times
in
a
Brown's
week.
Addition?
I do.
Yeah.
You know, and my competitor here, Andy, I love his sign. It's right by the bridge. Walking down here, they cleaned them out yesterday. Front page news, nice. You know, whoa, looks good. They're already under the bridge again, and they're just on this side of it. They're already parked in there. But it was nice because they moved them right downtown here. The one guy had to show me his MRSA today, so that was okay. And he was right by the post office, and across the street was another guy with all his stuff. And they'll be back there tonight. So, you know, and
So finding some long-term solution to that sort of thing.
oh yeah, and they move all over.
Yeah. Well, Bruce, I appreciate that you bring an eclectic Renaissance background to the position, and I wish you the very best in your campaign.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching Meet the Candidate. Spokane Talks Online thanks our community-minded partners at Ponderosa Republican Women's Club, North by Northwest Digital, We Believe, We Vote, and the McGarry Law Office, the landlord's attorney, for helping make Meet the Candidate possible.